Expectations versus reality. Us players can have huge expectations. Sometimes these expectations are impossible to meet, but sometimes the games are so good that they can completely blow us away. Where does Stardew Valley fall between these two extremes? Who knows? But let's find out. When you browse through the Stardew Valley Reddit or watch YouTube videos, you will often see ancient fruit, huge plantations of ancient fruit, thousands of ancient fruit, more ancient fruit than you can imagine. And ancient fruit is just the perfect crop to plant because it regrows and it sells for way more gold than it should. If your entire Ginger Island farm is covered in ancient fruit, you can make 900,000 gold every 7 days. And that is even without processing the stuff into wine. And if we do not have Ginger Island yet, we can fit 120 ancient fruit in our greenhouse, bringing you close to 100,000 gold every 7 days. Ancient fruit is just too good, right? We can expect to be rich, right? Well, not quite. In reality, planting ancient fruit is actually an incredibly painful long journey. You will start off with a single seed. If you are extremely lucky, you will get the seed early in your playthrough, or you might get it much later in your playthrough. Either way, the only way to get more ancient fruit seeds is by sacrificing your ancient fruit in a seed maker and hoping you get more seeds. You will need to wait 28 days before you can even hope to get another seed, and after that, you can get more seeds every 7 days. To fill up your entire Ginger Island farm, you'll have to slowly build up your seeds one at a time. It will take time. It will take forever. It can take close to an entire in-game year. And what makes this worse is that during this entire long process, you will be unable to sell any of these crops, meaning you will not make any gold from ancient fruit for a long time. Having a huge plantation of ancient fruit is a huge achievement, not to be taken lightly and definitely worth the excruciating amount of effort. If you have ever watched one of my Skull Cavern videos where I blast through the mines collecting hundreds of iridium ore and finding tons of prismatic shards, you might expect the same. You might expect to find more iridium ore than you need, turning a rare resource into something that we have too much of. We can even start selling off the stuff and finding so many prismatic shards that we can just start giving out prismatic shards for free to the townspeople. So you might have these very high expectations of the Skull Cavern until you give it a try. More specifically, trying to use the slingshot on anything that is not a mouse. The slingshot on mobile and consoles is really bad. It's inaccurate and unresponsive. You will lose time, get frustrated. Just use your pickaxe or some bombs. Slingshots are only good on a mouse and keyboard. Another crazy expectation in Stardew Valley is the high adrenaline, fast-paced, action-packed combat. I am especially guilty of this one. Whenever I need combat content for a video, I always make sure the Skull Cavern invasion quest is active. And I always use Monster Musk to drastically increase the amount of enemies that will spawn. Hundreds of royal serpents, tons of dinosaurs, and a very high chance of death. When you watch one of my videos, you might expect Stardew Valley to be like this all the time, until you enter the mine yourself and find one slime, one bat, and if you are lucky, a single royal serpent. Not quite the same, is it? The combat in Stardew Valley really isn't that action-packed. This is more of a relaxing game. There's no doubt that it is fun. It is incredibly fun. And I think there are a lot of players who wish there was no combat in the game. But if you're looking for fast-paced, action-packed combat, you might be interested in Concerned Ape's new game, The Haunted Chocolatier. Are you gonna try it when it comes out? Let me know in the comments below. This is the description of the romance feature in Stardew Valley. Wow, that sounds awesome, right? We can even start a family. Just picture it. You, your spouse, and your children all together on your farm, working to turn a little humble farm into an empire. Sounds great, right? We start off as a single farmer and end up with a horde of children doing our bidding for us. We should have some high expectations, right? Well, be prepared for those expectations to crash and burn. Because after you finally convince and bribe someone into marrying you, they will take complete advantage of you and sit on the couch the entire day. Your spouse is just freeloading off of your hard work. And your children, well, they have a disorder that prevents them from growing up. So you will have toddlers forever. They won't grow up into the farm workers we were expecting. Nope, your family in Stardew Valley is a scam, but it is what it is. Alrighty, now it is time for a couple great examples of where Stardew Valley has far exceeded our expectations. So far this list has mostly been about false expectations from us manipulative YouTubers. Content updates. Most games, from AAA titles to small indie games like Stardew Valley, have tons of new content in the form of paid DLC. First you buy the game for $20 to $60, and when the developers have added a new huge chunk of new content, you will have to purchase it. Usually it isn't that expensive, but it is still paid for. Stardew Valley is the complete opposite. You buy the game once, and for the past 5 years, we have been getting huge free content updates. Let me rephrase. We are getting free content updates for free. Ginger Island, an entire new island for us to explore with hundreds of hours of new content. Yeah, that was free. Completely free. Why was it free? I don't know. Maybe Concerned Ape doesn't want money because he could have charged for that update, and we would have all paid for it. That is how Stardew Valley has far exceeded our expectations. I think no game can compare against Stardew Valley's onslaught of free content. Nice. Alrighty, now onto Stardew Valley's multiplayer feature. If you have been playing the game for as long as I have, you'll know that the game did not release with co-op, and the multiplayer update was unreal. It was way better than expected, and since the initial multiplayer update, it has just gotten better. To be honest, I only dabbled in Stardew Valley when it was released, but when the co-op update went live, that is when I fell hardcore in love with this game. The way multiplayer was included in this game is just great. You get options like sharing your gold, where each player can get their own gold. The multiplayer component brings new challenges because the game doesn't pause anymore. It was just implemented so well. What's not to love? Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I'm seriously thinking of something fun and new to do on this channel, and I hope you guys will enjoy it. But until then, I will see you in the next video.